keep in mind, this is a very general sort of set of tips that I'm going to give you because I can't give specific information to every individual. But every individual, it's important you get to know your body because you may have to make adjustments along the way. Okay. And that's one of the things that's really important to get a guide along your journey, is because what will happen is I can see you getting results from certain exercises, and I can switch up your whole entire exercise program. I can see that you're not getting results from the nutrition plan that I gave you because, again, your biology, your DNA is unique to you. And so it may cause me to look at what I told you not to eat and to eat, and maybe even have to take away some of the things that I told you to eat, okay? And increase the capacity of certain things. So you got to understand that there's no specificity in this, but generally speaking, this should help most people, okay? So number one, high fat sedentary. The first thing is we're going to focus on burning fat first. Why are we going to focus on burning fat first? Because remember what I said, it's much easier to burn fat than it is to build muscle, okay? Hugely important, all right? And I'll tell you this as well too. High fat sedentary, in many cases, it means that you're overweight. And if you start focusing on building muscle, guess what's going to happen to the scale? It's just going to go up because you're going to be adding on some muscle, okay? But you're going to be making your weight go up as well too. And what we really need to do for the person who has a very sedentary lifestyle and high fat, we need to get that fat percentage down, okay? Because we know that being obese, being overweight, we know that that increases not only, structural issues, but it also increases all mortality. That means all causes of death, okay? So the first thing we're going to focus on is burning fat, okay? So we're going to burn fat, and how we're going to do that. To burn fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. That means that you need to look at your diet, all right? And again, I'll talk specifically about the diet in the second point, but we need to drop that calorie to a deficit of at least 500 calories, okay? So that's the first thing. You need to be in a calorie deficit, all right? And a lot of people like to start with 500, but you got to look at the individual as well too, all right? So if I look at an individual and I'm like, this individual is consuming 4,000 calories a day, which is, trust me, it's possible. I've seen it. Then we're going to do more than, we're going to be doing more than 500 calories because, again, it's just really important to get in a calorie deficit. Okay. And the reason why a calorie deficit is important is because every pound of fat, the amount of calories in 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. Okay. So to be able to lose a pound, it means you have to burn 3,500 calories. But I'm going to tell you, and I'll explain in a second why the math ain't mathing, okay? But using that math, 500 calories a day, 7 days a week, that's 3,500 calories. That's losing a pound a week. For a lot of people, that's good. I'll explain to you, especially if you're high fat sedentary, why that's cool, but we could do way better. And trust me, people on my plan have done much better. And if you have, comment below to let people know what you have done in that time. Okay. So the first thing is we want to be in calorie deficit. We don't want to be over consuming. All right. And again, I'll talk specifically about what you need to eat, but everything needs to be nutritious. Everything needs to add value, not be toxic. Okay. Hugely important. Number two, fasting. You got to incorporate fasting in this. This is also going to help put you in a calorie deficit. We do this by either intermittent fasting and also adding in a little bit of water fasting here and there. Okay, so periodically I'll do a 24-hour water fast. Periodically I'll do a 48-hour water fast. It's not only for the purposes of maintaining a healthy weight, but also restoring the body as well too. Because what happens is as you go into about 17 hours into a fast, your body goes into what's called autophagy, and it starts to rebuild and heal itself and also cleanse itself intracellularly. Okay, so Fasting is also important because you're also going to lose a lot of that unnecessary water weight that is toxic to you. So you're going to get rid of a lot of that water weight. As a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I did a 48-hour water fast. And in that time, I lost 6 pounds. Okay. And most of it was water weight. Okay. So, I mean, my water is coming back in the form of, structured water. And we could talk about that in another video. Okay. The other thing about burning fat, and this is the game changer. Okay. This is when I say it is the game changer, it is the game changer. Herbal full body detoxing. Okay. A lot of you have done my full body herbal detox. Let me explain why it's so key. Okay. Because many of you, if you have lost 20 pounds, 15 pounds, 30 pounds in a matter of 30 days, because I do a group detox. As a matter of fact, I have one coming up in May, on May 1st. Deadline to join is about 7 days away. All right. The reason why people are able to lose 15, 20, 30 pounds in a month is because most of the toxicity that you are consuming in your diet, that you're putting on your skin, that you're putting on your face in the form of makeup, all of that toxicity is going into the body. Whatever you put on the body or in the body, that toxicity, when you read that food label, you can't tell me what that ingredient is, but it sounds like chemistry. That chemistry goes into the body. It goes to all of the detoxification organs. They have no idea what it is. They're trying to figure out how to get rid of it. The body becomes oversaturated with it because you're having it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're breathing it in. You're putting it on your skin. It's coming through every orifice. You're drinking it in the form of water. It becomes oversaturated. It clogs up the detoxification and elimination pathways. And the body starts to figure out, I need to do something with this toxicity because it's going to put us in a dire state. So guess where it puts the toxicity? In fat. Okay? It puts all of your toxicity is stored in fat. All right? Because if it stores it in the tissues, then the tissues get irritated, they get inflamed, they start to degenerate, they get fibrotic, they get cirrhotic. Okay, they begin to break down, and now you have liver disease. Now you have kidney disease. Okay, these are all detoxification organs. Now you have colon cancer. These are all organs that eliminate waste. Okay, this is why all of these conditions are going up through the roof, because the food, the water, the air, the products we put on our skin, the products we put on our hair, the hair that people put on their hair, all of it is toxic. And it's going into the body, and the body is becoming oversaturated with it. This is why it's going into the fat, so then it can secure the toxicity away from these vital organs. It's like injecting arsenic inside of Jell-O. Okay, you could pick up the Jell-O, no problem. But as soon as you dig into the Jell-O, there's a problem. Okay, this is why the body doesn't want to burn fat. But if you start to open up these elimination channels, if you start to reboot these detoxification organs, now the body is like, okay, I can burn some fat now because I have a way for it to get out of the body. So this is why people end up losing a lot of weight in a very small amount of time. So this is why I say it's the game changer. Okay. Whereas if you use the model that is commonly given that I mentioned before, 500 calories a day, 7 days a week, that's 3,500 calories. You lose a pound a week, that's 4 pounds in a month. Okay. But this is why it's so difficult for people to lose weight, because if you burn the fat without opening up the elimination channels, without getting the detoxification organs back online, your body's just going to say no. It's not going to allow the fat to be burned. This is why people work out hard as hell and still don't achieve any results. I've seen it so many times because they don't change their diet and because they don't do things that open up these elimination channels and detoxification organs. Okay, so that's the game changer. Okay, number one, to burning fat. All right, and you're shifting your metabolism because now you're getting your liver back online. Now your thyroid has all of these heavy metals coming out of it, and it's heavily responsible for your metabolism as well too. And now after the detox is over, now your body is in this fat burning mode. It's like karate chopping all the fat out of the body. All right. So hugely important. That's the game changer that I want to give you. Eliminate waste to increase your ability to burn fat. Otherwise, your body is just going to say, no, I don't care what you do. You can exercise 7 days a week, 10 days a week. You can eat nothing. I mean, I know a lot of people who are overweight and they don't eat a lot and they still don't lose weight.